I'll tell you one thing, that's
Hey,
sick.
when my girls start to trip and hate before escape, I call Sirius XM 98. Yeah, Thursday, Foxxhole 7 to 9 to talk to ZoWilliams before I lose my mind. Yo, I need advice on my relationship, cause I'm about to start breaking. I can't take it no more. I got to holler at Zoe, the relationship pro. Before we pack up and go, I got my foot out the door and then for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason. I got one foot out the door and then for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zometheus Rising, the voice of reason, back in the building. Another Foxxhole, another episode of the voice of reason. 855-369-9898, that's the number to dial. Man, I got another one, another heater. Let me tell you, but first I want you to do this. I want you to follow me on Twitter, at ZoWilliams. It's important, imperative that you do it because we're going to be texting out questions. We're going to take your questions, your responses. This is kind of like an open line Thursday, but a little different. I just want you guys that are married, that are in relationships, because this is tonight's topic, to talk about the extended families, the in-laws. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws that are straight from hell? Nosy in-laws, jealous in-laws. You know what? I find that there are a lot of people who are jealous, in the extended family of a relationship that appears to be pretty solid. Do you have in-laws that like to interfere with the parenting and the raising of the kids? Do you have in-laws trying to live with you? Uh-oh. How does that affect your peace in your house? I'm just saying. 855-369-9898. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws from hell? When I return, I'm going to hit you upside the dome piece with questions. 855-369-9898. Follow me on Facebook. Join me on Twitter, at ZoWilliams. Let's keep it cracking. I'll be back at 2.2. We'll talk then. Ladies and gentlemen, Zometheus Rising, back in the building. Tonight's topic, if you're just tuning in. Do you have hella cool in-laws, really great in-laws, people that support you, that honor you, that respect your space? Oh, God. Or do you have in-laws from hell that's always in your business, that's negatively affecting your spouse with constant, I told you he was no good. I told you he wasn't about shit. Huh? The whispers. Huh? Somebody talk to me right now. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws from hell? I got questions. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. That's the number I want you to call. If you're in a relationship where you're having difficult times with your in-laws, hey, just reach out to me right now. Share your story. Tell me what's going on. We're going to open up the phone lines and let you participate. How? This is a very interesting question here. How can the in-laws or your in-laws' style of support interfere with a couple's peace process during times of conflict? What if your father-in-law has an aggressive style? Well, let's all come in and sit down and talk about it right now. Hey, right when we about to have dinner or something. Ain't nobody going to address the 900-pound gorilla in the room. That kind of, approach. Maybe that's not the best approach. Is it best that some couples who are going through times of conflict just kind of work it out themselves, or maybe get a third party or something? I don't know. Can a in-laws desire to want to help a couple kind of get through a situation? Could it be more hurtful than helpful? And I'm going to ask this question too. What role should in-laws play during, relationship and marriage conflict? How can in-laws be most effective in a stressful relationship situation? I mean, unless the dude is beating on your sister or doing something crazy, I guess, maybe in-laws should mind their business. I don't know. Who agrees with that? Who agrees or disagrees? Unless it's just really crazy, maybe they should, Stay away? I don't know. 855-369-9898. How many of you have or know of someone who has controlling or / nosy in-laws living with them? I hate the controller. My God. Everything has to be your way. Everything has to be as you see it. You can't, how many of you can't talk the way you want to talk? My ex-girlfriend was like that. I could talk real, I like to get philosophical and deep and cultural and spiritual. I can only talk like that around her dad. Her mom's people, shh. No. We don't, no. No. Not tonight. They'll be here. 855-369-9898. I'm just saying, shh. No. They don't get down like that. Yeah, I'm just saying, it was a problem. True or false? When two people marry, it's really more than just two people. It's two families marrying. And when you do it, are you really up to marrying the family? I know if I marry my producer here, which is in the plans, I'm not trying to marry all of them folks from the island or wherever she's from. I don't want no plantains. I don't want none of that. Okay? I don't want no problems. I'm trying to get with her. I'm just saying. I'm just telling the truth. I don't want to marry everybody and all their issues and all their problems. What about you? 855-369-9898. Did you sign up for this? And are the in-laws a problem with regards to you and your woman's happiness or you and your husband's happiness? Somebody call me and tell me your story. Have you ever had to check an in-law? And did it do any good? Hey, check this out, Mr. Miller. Let's step outside for a minute. Okay? I need to holler at you real quick about something. How do you check the in-law? Is an in-law checkable? Miss Thompson, let me holler at you for a minute. Just, before we sit down, before we even go into into the stinking rows, let's just step outside for a moment. Is it possible to check? And when you do that, do you run the risk of ruining a relationship? 855-369-9898. Call me right now. How does a couple respectfully deal with a controlling mother or father-in-law? I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want you guys to share your stories. No? You want me to take a quick break first? Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. But before I do, let's talk about boundaries. Right? Let's talk about boundaries. What kind of healthy boundaries should be set for in-laws? And really, is there a such thing as a healthy boundary? I don't know. 855-369-9898. When I come back, I'm going to the callers. We're going to take a quick break. If you just tuned in, do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws that are straight from the pits of hell ruining your relationships? Somebody call me right now. I see the phone lines are on fire. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want you to tell me your story. And if you're struggling and suffering, I think we got tips. I think we're going to deal with them tonight. I'll be back in 2.2. Deuces. ZoWilliams, the voice of reason, are having a great time today. The show is crazy. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws from hell? It's just that simple. How many of you, right now, get to your phone lines, 855-369-9898. How many of you have been raised by a great stepfather? Someone who stood in the gap. Someone who stood up for you when your daddy wasn't there. Right? Stepfather, in-law just came in and said, hey, man, I got him. Maybe the granddad was an in-law. Maybe the husband, stepdad, or whatever just stood in the gap for you. Raised by a great stepfather. I'm just saying, wasn't your true blood? Wasn't maybe by uncle, by marriage. Just said, you know what? This kid need to go to the YMCA. I'm going to buy him shoes and put him on the basketball team. And this is, because ain't nobody else doing it. How many of you guys had somebody step up that was an in-law that just said, I'm just going to take the mantle? Because whoever that's supposed to do it ain't doing it. 855-369-9898. Somebody call me right now. How many of you have in-laws who are just waiting for your relationship to hit hard times so they can say how they really feel about your spouse? Uh-oh. You know you got somebody out there just waiting. I can't wait till they hit a hard time because I'm just going to really let him know how I truly feel. Don't you hate the pretentious in-law, the fake in-law? Oh, you take the wing. I don't like the wing. Knowing good and damn well you had your eye on that wing all dinner. While somebody was cooking, you knew which wing you wanted, and I got it. 855-369-9890. Somebody call me right now. I'm just saying, I know these kind of people. Eric from Oklahoma. Talk to me, man. Let's go.
Man, what's going on, man? Check this out. It's simple. All you have to do is your spouse has got to keep their side of the family in line and keep their boundaries. If they jump over on your side, you know, they just have to handle it. You shouldn't have to check them. You know, you're as strong as your weakest link. So as far as your in-laws being a problem, like, for example, my family is far from perfect, but they're not going to step on my side. They're not going to cross the boundaries. And if they would, I would handle that. So if your spouse is weak and not keeping their people in line where you have to check them, that's where the problem is right there.
Wow. That's good stuff, man. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Let's keep going. Camille from Nashville. Let's talk about it.
It's not always like that, though, what he was just saying, though, because I have a mother-in-law. I've been married for 2 years and with my husband for 9 years, and she's nice. She's cool sometimes. We have the same attitude, but when it comes down to money and, she owing you something, it's like you got to pull nails. And, my husband doesn't want to go against her, but he doesn't want to go against me to try to get the money from her that's owed to me, and I'm always the one in the wrong.
Ooh,
because I'm always wanting my money back.
But Camille, dang, that is the roughest place a man could be. In between his mama and his wife, that is, hey, go get my money, boy. Boy, don't you come over here talking to me about this money and this girl. I'm your mama. Woo, that's hard. Can you empathize with your husband at least, Camille?
I can, and I do, and I tell him all the time, I'm sorry that you're in this situation, but my thing is, if you owe me something, I can ask you for it all day long, but if I ask you the wrong way, your son is mad about it. I don't want to mess up our relationship because I didn't say something wrong to your mama, so you may want to go ahead and talk to her about that.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. But again, he can only say so much. Now, if he goes to her and he says, "Come on, Mom, now, seriously, that was wrong. You playing us now because it's our money together." Then what happens to his relationship with his mom? Because mothers are very irrational when it comes to their sons. Let's just keep it. This is my boy. Don't you ever come sideways. And everything is sideways to mom. You understand? So it's kind of a tough situation. What would be a compromise for you, Camille?
If you show me that you're trying to put an effort towards doing something for me, like giving me my money back, you don't have to give me everything at one time. Just put an effort. Show me that you're trying to do something. I'll back off. But when you're
okay, so what about this? What about this, Camille? Because I'm about to broker this deal right now. Let's broker this deal. What if he pays you back and then Mom pays him back?
That can't be possible because his money is my money.
That's our money. I was trying to float that by you. I was trying to float it but no. But the reason why I did that is because I want you to see how difficult it is for him to, the position he's in, basically. Because it's hard for him to just really go in on Mom. He could, but she's going to be mad for many, many years. She's going to be looking sideways, passing him sweet potato pie for many, many Thanksgivings to come if he comes crazy. I'm just saying it's going to be a problem. But you know what? I appreciate you reaching out to the Voice of Reason. Thanks for sharing your story. Phone lines are open. Keith from Cali. Talk to me, man. Let's go.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. What's happening?
Just want to let you know that, my in-laws that I didn't have a chance to meet them because they passed, but my prior situation, it was like I was dealing with a transformer, One day, things are cool. The next day, she all in her ear and bringing up things through her past and failed marriage, you know what I'm saying? And hollering in her baby girl ears. So I'm like, we need to talk to her and keep her out of it. So I talked with her. Everything seemed to be cool, but soon as one little thing came back, she transformed back into that old person. I said, you know what? Then if you don't stay out, then I'm out.
Wow.
And it was a decision that I had to make. And I'm cool with it now because I've been blessed to meet somebody else. But I said, if you can't keep your own parents in check, because I don't want to be disrespectful. My hands on women. I don't like getting in their face. I said, if it comes to that, I got a woman for you to do that. And I'm calling my mom, who's passed, to get up in there. But the main thing is that you never put yourself in a position where you have to defend yourself over something they have no business being in. You didn't put hands. You don't verbally abuse them. They just want to know what's cracking because they have nothing cracking,
Wow.
So it's one of those things that, you say to yourself, how did I get here? Did I not see the people who she hung out with? Did I not see the failed relationships? Did I not go deeper into the family before I fell in love with this one?
Wow, dude.
And not knowing that the traits from the past were still embedded in the one that I picked.
Ooh. Hey, Keith,
That's
can
all I
I
have
tell
to
you?
say, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. He just dropped bombs. Queen Afua was on our show last week, and she was saying the same thing. The woman you marry will become her mother. It's really that simple. She'll become her mother. And whatever moms is going through or whatever failed situations moms went through, she gonna pass that on to her daughter, man. She really is. I'm just telling you the truth. That's how I see it. That's what Keith just said. And I think it's true to some degree. I'm not going to speak in absolutes because I never do. There are some people out there who don't experience that. But the reality of it is, a lot of times, man, when you marry somebody, you're married. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Zoe's topic tonight. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws from hell? When you marry somebody, listen to this, what I'm about to say. This is a call to action. Get to the phone lines because I want to know if you agree or disagree. When you marry somebody, I'm going to say it one more time. Hallelujah. When you marry someone, you are marrying into generational curses from the family, from the woman. Whatever problems that they had in relationships or whatever problems their family went through, whatever crap happened to them, that is coming into the beautiful, sweet person or the beautiful or the handsome dude you're marrying. You're marrying into generational curses. Now, how many people have the time to sit down and be observative, self-reflective, looking into themselves and correcting their own flaws? Most of us are trying to go to school, trying to get a job, trying to maintain our lives. We ain't got time to look at ourselves and look at our flaws. And then we run and crash into another person who don't got time to look at themselves and develop who they are. And we start figuring out what's wrong with us when we get into the relationship. We start finding out what those generational curses are when we get into the relationship. So my point is, most people are not self-reflective and know what their strengths and weaknesses really are. They find that out when they get in a relationship, man, and that's when it gets cold. You're marrying generational curses. If you disagree, I need you to call me at 855-369-9898. Tonight's topic, do you have hella cool in-laws or do you have in-laws straight up out the devil's place? Hell. I want y'all to call me back in 2.2. I'm about to take a quick break, but when I come back, I'm going to Chicago, I'm going to Atlanta, I'm going to Dallas, I'm going to California, I'm going to New Mexico, I'm going all over the place because the phone lines are on fire. 855-369-9898. Get in this conversation, man. But before I leave, I just got to remind y'all, you got to come out and check with us, man. Get your tickets now and join the Foxxhole in Aruba at the 12th annual Soul Beach Music Festival from May 23rd, my birthday, through the 28th, 2012 Memorial Day weekend. The Foxxhole 98 will be broadcasting live from the Radisson Aruba Resort, Casino, and Spa even. Yes, with live performances from LL Cool J, R. Kelly, Tony Roberts, Lettucey, Ari Spears, Melanie Fiona, and more. We're about to have a great time. Keep it on the Foxxhole 98 and see how you can win a trip to the Soul Beach Music Festival. This is just part of the Foxxhole Summer of 2012. We're going to have a ball. It's going to be crazy. I'll be back at 2.2. We got a great show. Phone lines are on fire. I'll be talking to everybody when I come back. Peace. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws straight up out of hell? Husbands and wives, have you ever had a terrible argument with your mother or father-in-law? If you have, 855-369-9898, 855-FOX-9898. And again, I have to reiterate this question. Is it possible to live happily ever after? Just you and your wife, without any contact from your in-laws. Would that be ideal? I don't know. Somebody call me right now and share your story. We have 3 ways to avoid an evil stepmother-in-law. They call it the evil stepmother-in-law syndrome. We found some stuff on the internet here. And one of the ways is, and I don't know how you get the evil mother-in-law to change her thinking about, their child, because most parents think their child is perfect. If there's some issue in the relationship, it must be coming from the person you decided to be with. I don't even know. He reminds me of your father. That's what it is. That's who you went after. You went after your daddy. Well, if you would have finished your relationship with daddy, maybe 855-369-9898. Somebody call me right now with your story. Don't take sides. If you're an in-law, don't take sides. If they have a conflict, that's their conflict. As soon as you take sides, you're going to splinter the family, right? Civil wars. That's what they are. And don't offer marital or relationship advice. Your mom ain't no damn clinician. She ain't no psychologist. She's had 687 bad relationships her damn self, right? She wouldn't know the first thing to do if she got into a relationship. She wouldn't know how to maintain it. She got to date somebody from another country so they don't know her reputation. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Somebody call me right now. Let's get into it. We got phone lines. Bo from Atlanta, you're in the building. Let's go.
What's going on, Zo, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Having a great time.
Hey, I was just giving a call, man. I got 2 things to speak on, and that's resentment. My wife called earlier, Toy. I'm just coming from my perspective, resentment, and both individuals checking each other's parents. I personally believe both should check the parents, because if you don't, then you make the other one seem weak, because you're not going to be around all the time. And you need to both have that equal respect from both in-laws on both sides, not just one person doing it, because then you hear, oh, they can't speak for themselves. Oh, why they always got to speak for this person? You don't want that. Secondly, you have the resentment. Me personally, and this is just being real, if you forsake all others for your spouse, there should be no resentment. If you have a husband who is not doing what he's supposed to do as a man, taking up for his spouse, and his spouse comes in and takes up and does what she has to do for her, then there should be no resentment when you forsake all others. That shouldn't even be a part of a marriage, because you forsake all others for that person. So resentment shouldn't even be an issue. You know what I mean?
Well, I understand what you're saying, Bo, but it's difficult. It's difficult.
Well, not for me. Me and my wife, we've been through a lot, man, with my parents. And I'm an only child. I put my wife first in any and everything, just like she puts me first in any and everything. And wrong is wrong and right is right. That's just what it is. It has nothing to do with parents. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And if you put your spouse first like you're supposed to, it should be none of that. Just being real.
Roll with that. Hey, man, I can roll with that, Bo. I think what Bo is saying is it's a unified front. Either we together or we separate. That's a great point, man. I appreciate the call, man. Thanks again for hanging in there. Edward from Dallas, it's your time to chime. Talk to me.
Hey, Zo, how you doing, man? You hit the nail on the head again, man. Look here, bro. Man, I had my step-pops, man. Dude was the coolest dude ever, man. Bought me my first mini bike, gave me my first car. My pops has always been around, too, and it was like they would meet up and we'd sit down and have beer together and chit-chat. Man, but my stepmother, dude, you talking about the evil stepmother? Man, I had the stepmother from hell, dude. I mean, you can imagine the evil stepmother and then put like 10 million times on that. That's the kind of stepmother I had, dude. And that's all I got to say, man. Thanks for the show.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the call, man. Let's get active. We got phone calls. Let's go. We got Alan from Chicago. It's your time to chime. Let's go.
Zoe, man, thanks for taking my call, man. You really hit on a very serious topic. We can go all over the place with this one, but I'm going to stay focused on a couple of things. Man, something you hit on really stuck with me. You mentioned that whole generational issue, and that's huge because you do deal with generational problems where mother-in-law has certain tendencies or habits, and they're visited upon your wife, and they can even be spread down to your children, so you got to deal with them there, and that's problematic. The other thing I thought about was that you sometimes you project some of your anger on your in-laws because it's easy to do that rather than deal with some of the things with your spouse that you don't like. So you project it on your in-law because that habit is something that's might have been passed from one to the other, but it's easy to blame them or attack them rather than deal with it being the spouse that's the problem.
Man, great point, Alan. Thanks for bringing Chicago in the building. That's good stuff. Andre from Texas. What do you have to say about tonight's topic? I'm good, man.
Hello?
Yeah.
Well, I've been married twice, man, and I'm going to just break it down. I just got divorced April 6th. Now, my first marriage, man, my wife always used to tell me how her mother used to treat her stepfather. You know, she was controlling of him, made him do crazy things. If he didn't give her enough money, she'd tear it up in front of him. And so she tried that with me, man. And
you can't be tearing up money in today's economy now. Hold on. She tore some money up in front of you?
Man, she tore some money up, man, because she felt like it wasn't enough. I thought it was plenty and more. But that was my first marriage, man. So that was like one of the parallels between a mom and a daughter. My second marriage, man, like I said, I got divorced April 6th of this year. That just happened. So,
wow.
And,
congratulations.
The thing was, man, we had my mama said something one day, man. She said she always told her daughter she can do bad all by herself. And that bothered me. It really bothered me because my wife didn't say anything. I felt like I had a good relationship with my stepmom. We went to church together, She always came up and hugged me after church. But my wife just all of a sudden changed. Man, her mother, I haven't been in a relationship since I was with her, it was like 12 years. And you can tell when, a woman is no man's foundation in a woman's life because she don't take a man serious. I'm a truck driver. I was in college at the same time. It's like the things that had the controlling thing. You can't control me. I mean, it was really so bad it got to the point where she said I was controlling her when I wanted my kids to learn different languages. And, you would have to change your schedule, can't change the kid's schedule to get that stuff done, but it was controlling on my end. I was being controlled. So when you don't have that foundation of what a man, having a father, woman having a father to know what a real man, to know what he would expect out of his family, it's not about control, it's that you want your kids and your family to succeed. And so that's what I was all about. And
hey, man, let me just say this, dude. We got to move. We got to go real quick because the clock is running, but I appreciate you sharing that. And he hit on a lot of great things. Thank you, Andre, for reaching out. And one of the things that he hit on, will a mother sabotage her own daughter's happiness out of jealousy from her own failed attempts at marriage? That's a tough one. Somebody call me right now at 855-369-9898. I mean, think about it. Have we seen that in our communities? You too young to be so happy. Let me put my little stank up on what you doing. 855-369-9898. I'm taking a break. When I come back, I'm going to San Diego. I'm going to talk to a female named Deborah. I'm coming back. I'm talking to a brother out of Arizona named Alfonso. We're going to talk to a few people. We got Chicago. We got New York. We got D.C. We got Atlanta. We got Toronto. Oh, my God. We got Hawaii in the build. 855-369-9898 if you want to get in on the conversation. Tonight's topic, do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws straight up out of hell? Somebody call me and let me know how you feeling. I'll be back in 2.2. Ladies and gentlemen, Zomethius Rising, the voice of reason, back in the building. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws that are straight from hell? Call me right now and let me know what's happening. If you're a mother-in-law and you think that your son or daughter is too good for the person that they're with, and you've never shared this, now's the time to do it. You can call me anonymously at 855-369-9898. Please call me. If you're a father-in-law who's been holding your tongue because they married now, and your baby girl is with who you think isn't good enough for her. You know how we are about our girls, about our baby girls, right? But she married him. Man, how are you dealing with it, Father? Call me right now at 855-369-9898. That's all I want to know. We have the illest in-law story in from Twitter. I'm about to marry a twin, and she's always with her sister. They're always together. Is there a good way to tell her sister, right, to back off, right, and quit complaining about not getting enough time with her twin? Hey, go find a dude, twin. Or how about the ultimate fantasy? Marry them both. I'm saying, only in America it is not allowed, but in other countries, oh ha, have them bathed and brought to my quarters at once. I'm just saying. 855-369-9898. Hey, you know, claim you like a bootleg Muslim, call yourself a Muslim, and marry them both. I don't know. That's a difficult thing. No, on a serious note, you know, twins have that spiritual bond, I think. You know, especially if they're identical. I believe that they like connected or something in some kind of weird way. You know how one twin be thinking about the other twin or dreaming, and I had to call you. Are you okay? Yeah, they just robbed a store I was in. Oh wow, I just had a feeling. They be having those psychic connections. It's kind of weird. It's kind of strange. But I'm just saying, I know it's difficult, but maybe you guys take the other twin who ain't got a dude out to find a dude. Like maybe, you hook her up with one of your homies. Or do it like they used to do it back in the day, like with my peoples. My mother married a brother. Then her sister married another brother from the same family. So we got like double first cousins. Something weird. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it's... Yeah, I'm from Chattanooga. I'm sorry. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Do you have hella cool in-laws or in-laws from hell? Man, I don't know. Somebody talk to me right now. Alfonso, Arizona, it's your time to chime in. Let's talk about it.
How's it going, Zoe? Thanks for taking my call.
It's good, man. What's that?
This touches home with us. I got two siblings, and we've been blessed with mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, but our mother is the issue, because nobody's good for her kids. It doesn't matter how happy we are. She interferes, and it'll just make it hell. Me and my sister married a brother and sister, and it's just been conflict all the way around.
Wow. So how does she make it difficult? The mother. How does she? What are some of the things that she does?
Nothing's ever good enough. My brother-in-law's a bum. She started off with my brother-in-law. Me and my wife just got married. But she used to always rag on my dad, about being a man, about, work. And when my dad passed away, my brother-in-law took that place. And she I'm sorry?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So now my sister and my brother-in-law are separated because of my mom's just been in my sister's ear about that situation.
Wow. Hey, Alfonso, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, man. You know what? Everybody who listens to the Voice of Reason knows that I'm a religion freak. I've studied every religion in the world. And there is a term for the devil in the Quran, right? And it's called Nakas. No, Kanaz. You know what it means? The evil whisperer. How many mother-in-laws out there, or even father-in-laws, are the evil whisperer in their child's life, always whispering some foulness towards their spouse, trying to break up their relationship because they're not happy? First off, it's two people who enjoy each other that wanted to take their relationship to the next level. Ain't got nothing to do with your taste bud. I don't like this dude's cuffs, right? His bow tie isn't matching in, his handkerchief. I've had enough. Why not? We have these relationships, we get together, we participate in our own happiness, and the family gets to participate from the outskirt. But they don't get to dictate the rules of the relationship. Remember, two people come together, they design the rules for their relationship. And the people who raise them might not like the modifications that they've made to the rules that you gave them. But guess what? It's their relationship and not yours. How about that? 855-369-9898. Let's keep going. Deborah, San Diego. Let's hear the female perspective.
Hi there.
Hi.
I just want to say I have 3 points that I want to make that I see wrong with, father-in-laws, mother-in-laws. We've had a cultural shift in America. Our cultural beliefs have changed, and that's problem number one. Respect. There's just not enough respect. It used to be in the old days, if the elder said it, you might not agree with it. You didn't talk back. If it needed to be communicated, you sat down, you talked about it, you tried to work it out, but their rules, because they were older and wiser, worked. Respect is gone in America. The other thing is absentee fathers. Absentee fathers are gone. You have the mothers now raising men, and yes, when they get older, the mom wants to see these men still protected and taken care of because there's a rough world out there. And I think those 3 things are some of the issues that we have that, are kind of making a problem out there for in-laws.
Hey, I truly appreciate that information. It was good advice. I've always said respect should be the relationship's religion. And I'm this type of person. You disrespect me, sometimes there are no more rules. The rules go out the window. Oh, we're disrespecting each other? That's where we are right now? Okay, well, disrespect begets disrespect. And it's unfortunate. That's what happens in a lot of places. Listen, a lot of people trying to act all... Listen, let me tell you something real quick. I'm talking to somebody at the table right now. Most people are not evolved. And evolved simply means most people are not going to take the high ground. We front like I'll take the high ground. Don't do it, Anakin. I have the high ground. Anakin, no. Most of us take the low ground because we're low consciously. We're low spiritually. We're in relationships because we want something out of it. We're not in the relationship to selflessly give. Right? Most of us have all kinds of conditions. Right? Listen to this. This is why I say, when I do a lot of counseling, I say, listen, most of you guys have diet love because your love is based on some kind of condition, based on some type of stipulation. And what happens is those conditions and stipulations take more precedent because you want to see them through as opposed to really connecting to a human being. That's why I always say don't date or marry your ideas. Your ideas are static. They don't move. Because most people, this is what I feel to be right. Well, how many people challenge what they think is true? No, I think it's true. And I don't see any reason to challenge it. So those ideas become concretized. They become hardened, and they're not flexible, and they don't move. That's why it's hard to gain respect, or it's hard to be in a space of respect because we're always judging respect based off of you performing within an idea. As long as you perform, within the construct of what I think a husband is supposed to be, or as long as you perform within the construct of what I think a wife is supposed to be, what happens then is now I'm dating a damn idea. I'm not dating a real person. And then one day you wake up and you find the real person. You go, well, who is this person? Well, I finally decided to break out and be who I really am. And then you find out that they got 14 kids on the other side of town. Then you find out they got a couple of mistresses floating around. You go, well, who is this person? The person I've always been. Because I've been placating you for many, many years. That's why it's difficult to have respect in relationship. I'm just saying. D from Houston, I need your help. Talk to me. Where's D?
We talking about these in-laws, and man, I've had my in-laws, they just been giving me hell even before we got married. And so it's like, I mean, basically her mother, I have a chronic illness, and her mother basically tried. Now, mind you, I have a chronic illness. I've held down a job the whole time. I work, go to school, and that's all I do, but that's never been good enough. And so it's
she said you need 3 jobs with your illness. Is that what she said?
I mean,
you need 2 more jobs.
No, seriously, I've worked in order to pay for our wedding, and they don't realize I paid the bulk of the wedding. I took 3 jobs while on dialysis and going to school to pay for my wedding.
Damn.
And so they just constantly gave me hell on top of hell on top of hell. I mean, recently this month over some crap over about the yard that's not even their own house. It escalated to the point where her father called and told me he was gonna meet me at work and kill me.
Wow.
And her mom is constantly. I started laughing when you said the thing about the evil whisperer, because that's just what she is. And the funny thing is, they believe in their minds they're so right, because they're these go to church every Sunday and shout hallelujah type of Christians that they can't even see how wrong they are.
Those be the illest one, brother. Let me ask you this.
And the problem
did you ever, wait, D, hold on a second. Did you ever consider not marrying her because of her parents?
Yes. Yes.
That flew about your mind a few times, didn't it? Like,
it got to the point. It got so bad at one point in time. I left the house literally because there wasn't an issue between the two of us. It's that her parents had become so divisive to the point where, and it's like she has this tie. It's like she has this connection with her mother that is strong, because basically her father was sort of a monster growing up. Like her mother and father don't get along at all. The only thing that they have in common is that they both dislike me. And you know, we're at the point where I was listening to what you said. People take the higher ground. Well, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but I have taken the Mount Everest high ground with them. Because honestly, some of the stuff they've done and some of the things they still say and some of the things they did, most people would tell them they don't allow in their house anymore. But the fact that I have a daughter that loves them very much, I put up with them. Because they love my daughter and my daughter loves them. So I take the high ground. I take the little snipe. I take the comments. It was for months. They walk in the house and not even speak to me.
Wow. Hey, D, I appreciate the call, man. That was
so it was crazy.
Man, thanks for holding on. We got to take a quick break. Do you have hella cool in-laws? Or in-laws from hell? That's our topic tonight, and it's been on fire. Phone lines are on fire. People call it. It's crazy. 855-369-9898. I want to hear from some father-in-laws. I want to hear from some mother-in-laws. I want to hear from some good mother-in-laws, some good father-in-laws, some mother and father-in-laws that are adding value and meaning to the relationship that, their children are in as far as marriages are concerned. Somebody call me right now and tell me how you fortify your daughter's life or your son's life who's just recently married, and how you fortify their relationship. Maybe you're fortifying their relationship by babysitting, and maybe you're passing on some good jewels and some good information to the children. Somebody call me and tell me some success stories about mother-in-laws and father-in-laws. Call me right now at 855-369-9898. Before I take a quick break, though, I got to remind you, though, you got to go out and get your tickets right now and join the Foxxhole in Aruba. That's where we're going, Aruba. Do you know what kind of brown skin and bikini and all types of chicanery is going to be going on? Lord have mercy, Jesus, and then some. In Aruba, at the 12th Annual Soul Beach Music Festival, May 23rd, my birthday. Somebody call me and send me some kind of message or something. May 23rd through the 28th, 5 days, 2012 Memorial Day weekend. The Foxxhole 98 will be broadcasting live from the Radisson Aruba Resort, Casino, and Spa. I shall be rubbed down. Wipe us! Inta. Wipe me. Anyway, with live performances from R. Kelly, LL Cool J, Tony Roberts, Lettucey, Aries Spears, Melanie Fiona, and more. Keep it on the Foxxhole 98 and see how you can win a trip to the Soul Beach Music Festival. Man, this is just part of the Foxxhole Summer of 2012. We'll be back in 2.2. I'll be talking to you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, Zometheus Rising, the voice of reason, has returned to the Foxxhole. And the real question is, what happens when the love leaves your relationship because of a poor relationship with your in-laws? Tonight's topic: do you have hella cool in-laws? Those that support you, those that back you, those that have honest and really healthy boundaries that are positive, they don't overstep their boundaries. They respect everything about your family. They don't marginalize anybody. They just support. They just got your back. Or do you have in-laws from hell who ain't happy about your shoestrings, who are just mad about everything, who are bringing generational curses into your relationship, who are bringing fear and doubt and the evil whisperer? Right? Scary, isn't it? 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. We have a whole bunch of tweets. It should only be two people marrying. Family is an auxiliary of the marriage, not a part or an extension of it. I don't know if people agree with that or not, but somebody call me, 855-369-9898. Regarding the role in-laws should play in times of marital conflict. None, unless it's a safety issue. I agree that the women you marry will become her mother. If you spend 90% of your life around anyone, you will adopt some of their characteristics and mentality, right? Agree or disagree? 855-369-9898. As a man, no other woman comes before your wife, but no wife should come between her husband and his mama. What about the tug of war, the battle between mothers and wives? What about the mother who doesn't want to take a step back and let the wife be the number one woman because she's always been number one? 855-369-9898. That's how I do it. What do you do? Somebody call me right now. 855-369-9898. I had serious thoughts about my wife not growing up with a father. She had no clue about men, only what her mama said. Do you think her mama said a lot of positive things? Somebody call me right now and dispute this. Damn it. 855-369-9898. Let's get going. Challenge, Illinois. You're in the building.
Hey, Zoe, appreciate you taking my call, man.
No worries, brother. Let's go.
Hey, I just wanted to say, man, if you ask a simple question like, how old are you, dealing with these issues with these in-laws, you're going to come to a conclusion that a lot of these people are young. At a certain point in your life, you recognize that what they say and think is irrelevant. And if your mate is really listening to them and not listening to you, then this is somebody that you shouldn't be with long-term in the first place because they haven't grown up. You know,
wow.
It's basically about maturity. You know,
man, let me just say this, dude.
Separate themselves from their parents and recognize that they're trying to build a future and a family, and their children are going to look up to them the way they look up to their parents. You know, and I think that's a issue that an individual have to come to grips with.
Wow. Hey, let me just say this, man. I appreciate you, man, and I thank you for the call. He just dropped so much heat. Because he's right. If you dating somebody who's taking cues from their hurt and broken mother or father who haven't resolved anything, you're dealing with somebody that's immature, that isn't even ready to be in a relationship. Relationship is work. And let me tell you something. Contrary to popular belief, relationship is conflict too. A lot of people seem to try to act like, oh God, there's conflict. And yeah. It's inborn in relationship. It's natural to relationship, right? I heard a philosopher say it, one of my favorite philosophers, I always mention him, J. Krishnamurti. He says, the solution is inherently a part of the problem. And if you're really looking for a solution, you got to look into the problem. So when you're in a relationship, we have these fairy tale kind of beliefs where we think, oh, God, everything's going to be wonderful. Everything's going to work out great. No. Challenges, conflict, disagreement, even physicality to some degree is inherent to relationships. Now, I'm not an advocate of it, but it happens. And there are different degrees of it. And if you guys had a wrestling match, that doesn't make you battered. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of times because we carrying all of these traumas from other people. That's why I say generational curses. When two people get married, they're marrying generational curses, man, because most of us don't have the time to work out the issues we have in our life. Somebody call me right now and disagree if you want to. Dante or Deante from California. I don't know how to say your name, brother. I think it's Dante. Holla at me.
Hey, it's Deante. I've pretty much been with my, we're separated now, but like going on almost 6 years. And she's white, and she's from Kentucky. Her whole family's from Kentucky. I've never met any of them. They're like racist, the whole 9 yards. Talk about something that more than likely one of the reasons why we got separated, because she wouldn't talk. We had 3 kids they knew nothing about. They didn't even know we were married. But talk about, I mean, she never talked to her parents when we were together, like in person, around the kids or anything like that. All they knew is that she just worked and that was it. So, I mean, I called her dad one time, you know, just to be like, hey, you know, man to man, this is what's going on, yada this, yada that. He was like, you don't ever have to call me ever again. And this is it's just crazy. So I know firsthand how to deal with that and how it just breaks down a relationship for sure. And it just adds things on top of each other. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Wow, man. Thanks for sharing that information. And he's right. It's crazy. I've been through situations. I ain't never been married. But I've been through situations where, you know, mama hate me. Daddy love me. I had one dude. I was dating a girl. She was a Laker girl. And this is in my 20s. She was about 3 or 4 years older than me. And her dad was like, and this was the coldest situation I had ever experienced. I went somewhere with the girl. She was like, yo, let's go to a friend's house. We go to a friend's house. We sitting there. I noticed the friend has a library. So wherever there's books, you know, Zoe's going to participate in the bookage. So I went to the books and was sitting there prowling, you know, going through the books or whatever. And that's when I first met the girl I was seeing. I first met her dad. And her dad was like, that's impressive. Young man went in there. And then he pulled me to the side. And this was the coldest conversation I had ever had. He was like, seriously, young man, why you like my daughter? I said, she cool. She's nice. You know. He said, come on now. This girl, 27 years old. She's sitting there watching cartoons. You can tell me it's just physical. I'll understand. Because he knew the type of dude I was. Right. He said, come on now. Ain't nothing else here. Ain't nothing else here. She watching the goddamn Lion King. Okay? You sitting in here with the autobiography of Malcolm X in your hand. I know it's just a consciousness difference. What's going on? So, I'm just saying, have you ever been in a situation to where you've had one family member, one in-law that was like backing you, and then another in-law that wasn't? I've been in multiple situations like that. I just got out of a situation like my ex wasn't even talking to her dad after he backed me. Oh, okay, I'm not talking to him no more. You're not going to talk to your father? What kind of generational curse is possessing you? We need a relationship exorcism up in this piece. Somebody call me right now at 855-369-9898. I'm just asking, man. We got problems and we expect these relationships to turn out like a fucking honeymoon or something. Well, it won't. Not if you don't put the work in to heal some of them wounds. I'm just saying. How should a man handle a situation, right, of his mother being disrespectful to his fiance or wife? 855-369-9890. How should he deal with that? Say they're not married yet, but they're engaged. How should he approach his mama? This ain't your wife. You remember how Jim Jones' mama went in on Chrissy. Just went in. You know? How should a man handle that? Somebody call me right now, 855-369-9898. If your parents object to your fiance, should they be allowed to attend the wedding? You don't like them anyway. What you doing here? We doing this for us. That's what me and my ex was going to do. We was going to do something, you know, for us. Nobody else involved. And then the generational curse manifested itself. I'm on this one right here, 855-369-9898. I'm trying to tell you that's the number. I'm trying to tell you that's how you get down if you're going to do it. If your mother or father-in-law is negative to you, should you keep your children away from them? I'm inclined to say yeah. Somebody agree or disagree? Somebody call me 855-369-9890. You don't get to talk crap about me to my kids. Oh, I'm glad you were able to attend. But your dad, he's not welcome here. Well, why are you telling me? How many times do we see that kind of poison happen? 855-369-9898. Mike from Brooklyn. You're in the building, man. Talk to us about how it goes down in New York, Brooklyn. Let's go.
Man, it's going down kind of crazy out here, actually, man. And it's soothing to know that, you know, it's not just happening out here in New York, but it's happening throughout the country and predominantly probably out throughout the world, you know. I'm actually on my way home right now, and I'm listening to you, of course, and I'm like, man, his brother's, he's going in tonight. I have to share my testimony. And tomorrow I'm actually scheduled to go in for hopefully my final proceeding for my divorce from my ex-wife, who I've been trying to get a divorce for going on 4 years now. And she is reluctantly and forcefully not trying to give me a divorce. And it's unfortunate because me and I have 4 children together. And it all started from when she allowed her friends and family to dictate how she's going to, you know, conduct our relationship. And I told her, I married you, not your family, not your friends. You know, we decided to do us and have children, have a family. And since your family came from Haiti, you know, you pretty much did a whole 180, you know. And, you know, I was Black American, born and raised in New York. My family from the South. And it seems like, you know, the language barrier, the culture barrier became a big problem when she decided that, oh, I wasn't of Haitian descent enough.
Oh, yeah.
And it was it's just unfortunate, you know. And
so
I said, you know
Mike,
what? If
Mike,
that's how
really
you feel,
quickly,
then go ahead.
Right. Mike, really quickly, we got to break out because we're at the end of the show, man. But I appreciate you hanging on, man, and sharing that story. And it's true. We could do this show another 3 or 4 hours, man. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. But it was a cold, cold show tonight. But before we get out of here, I got to inform you all about our trip to Aruba. When I tell you the island booties and beauties that are going to be down there, Jesus. Get your tickets right now and join the Foxhole in Aruba at the 12th Annual Soul Beach Music Festival, May 23rd, my birthday, through the 28th. 2012 Memorial Day weekend, man. We're going to be crazy. The Foxhole 98 will be broadcasting live from the Radisson Aruba Resort, Casino, and Spa with live performances by R. Kelly, LL Cool J, Tony Roberts, Lettucey, Aries Spears, Melanie Fiona, and even more, man. It's going to be off the chain. Keep it on the Foxhole 98 and see how you can win a trip to the Soul Beach Music Festival, man. It's just part of the Foxhole's summer of 2012. I'm ZoWilliams, the voice of reason. Next week, another heater. Great topics. You know how we do. Call in, tune in, chime in. You know what's going on. I'll talk to you guys next week. See you then. Peace.